2, 1.
Oh, okay. Whoa. That's bad. Oh, whoa. Alright, oh god. Come on, come on, come on. We got fire. Alright, fire extinguisher, fire extinguisher. And at the base of the fire. Alright. Hey, computer thing. Hi. Hi. Emergency. That's, yeah. This seems to count.
Minor head trauma. This is considered an optimal outcome.
Yeah.
PDA has now rebooted in emergency mode with one directive: to keep you alive on an alien world. Please refer to the databank for detailed survival advice. Good luck.
Okay. Okay. Hey, alien world. That means we made it to the ground. Yep. Survival. Okay. Yeah, that's all stuff I know. That sounds right. Yeah. Yep. I remember all that. Oh. Oh, well, there's a nice little bit of bad news to start out our day. Technicals. Do I need to read the technicals right now? I mean, I remember the technicals. Okay. I think we have bigger problems. Okay. So that's down. Fabricator. They said the blueprints were out, so that's not good, but at least I have a fabricator. Yep, everything's bad. I remember. Okay. I'm not liking the look of the smoke in here, but I guess staying in here with all the smoke and stuff isn't gonna keep me alive, so let's take a gamble. Oh, hello! Oh.
The Aurora suffered orbital hull failure. Cause unknown. 0 human life signs detected.
Yep. It blew up before it hit the ground. Is one thing. I know they said orbital hull failure, but like it blew up, so I don't know what that was about. Hello. But I'm looking at these flying guys. Wow. Say one thing, it's pretty. Alright. Well, the air seems okay, mostly. That's nice. See some rock stuff. I could have sworn I saw a swimmy creature jumping. So, hey, at least some form of life. Something over there. At least some form of life. See? Can live in here. So I'm gonna take a gamble and say that that's water. I don't know that. But again, hanging out up here isn't gonna save me, so... Alright, feels like water. Okay. Well. Hello. Oh, look at those teeth. Whew. Yeah. You're like a crocodile. You're beautiful. Wow. Alright. At least that's something. Okay. So, survival situation. Oh, thanks. Computer says I can... There we go. Oh.
Copper is an essential component of all powered equipment. Your probability of survival has just increased to unlikely, but plausible.
I'd make a snarky remark about being able to survive without copper. Hello. I'm going this way. Yep.
Oxygen.
Yeah. Okay, I had bigger problems. Proving some little hypotheses there. That's a big predator, but that was a territorial chase we just got into there. Hi! There's a lot of you around here. Are you gonna... No, you're hunting. Okay. A little bit unfortunate to be in the water with them, but they seem nice. Alright. Well, they're not. They're definitely predatory, so maybe I should not be in the water with them while I'm thinking. So, let's go back inside, I guess. I'm hoping this air filter does something for this smoke until we get the place fixed. Anyhow, I was gonna make a snarky remark about the copper thing, because I feel like I could survive, right? I mean, eat the food, drink the water. Come on, I've trained for this so much. But I did just bash open a limestone pod with a fire extinguisher, which is a bad idea. Anyhow, okay. Hello, recording. Let's recap. So the ship I was on just went down, and I got to a life pod, and there were more life pods, so everybody else probably made it mostly. Radio's out, so that's not great. Anyhow, I am a biologist. I was working on that ship on some projects. Conveniently, they were aquatic related. I'm really more of a freshwater specialist, though, so I'm assuming this is salt water. I haven't tasted it. But, yeah, I'm a biologist from the ship, and I have some training, I guess, in survival. So, let's run down. Everything's broken and everything sucks, but I just picked up a piece of copper. I have a working fabricator, and that should be a good start. That's something. I bet I can make something out of that. But, shelter, we have it. It's bad, but we have it. It's probably fixable. I mean, I don't know if there's like a toolbox somewhere. I remember they had those. So, that's one. That's shelter. 2, health. So, get some of that done. 3 is water. It's everywhere, but it's probably not good to drink, so we're gonna have to figure that out. You can get a lot of your water from your food, but not all of it as a human. There are species that can, don't get me wrong. I know about them. That won't probably help me. Food. There were fish and birds. I'm hoping that I can digest them. Again, no guarantees on anything. So let's try to catch something before dark here. Stay away from the nasties. Well, they're not nasty. Oh, come here. I gotta get good at this, I guess, if I'm gonna be here. Hey, big guy. You're alright. We're okay. Me and you. I like the look of those other big guys. Yoink, come on. Yoinked.
Alien life forms may have unexpected applications. Utilizing alien resources is a proven survival strategy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm working on it. See? I got a fish. That's progress. Let's make our way back, though. It's getting dark, and I feel like that'll give the big guys a bit more confidence. I like the big guys, personally. They're pretty good. Alright, let's get back up. Alright, I got 3 fish, 3 different kinds of fish, so we can do some research on those tonight. So those big guys, I like them. Definitely a predator species. I can tell that from, first of all, they were hunting, but I'm gonna take a...
Increased local radiation levels. Trend is consistent with damage to the Aurora's drive core sustained during planet fall.
Okay, Mr. Bad News. Yeah, so, about those big guys. Beautiful, I love them. They were chasing me, but when I turned around and sort of backed off a little bit more slowly and sort of held my ground, they broke off from the chase, because that works on a lot of real-life species. You have to sort of behave like you're also a large predator, and then they will be a little bit more cautious, because what you're communicating is, I could hurt you, and you could hurt me. So let's not hurt each other. Okay. Good. Good, okay. These, computer is saying they're edible, so that's nice. Huh? Hang on. You can get filtered water out of this fish? It has that big bladder. I guess I sort of assumed looking at him it was an air bladder, but apparently it's full of fresh water. I was sort of wondering what the function of that is. I have to look through some of my records. Well, let's get some water then, and some food. Here's a stupid thing.
The fabricator cooks small organisms while disposing of the skeletal structure, bodily fluids, and internal organs, thus rendering them safe for human consumption.
Good. Thank you. Cooked fish. Nice. Okay, so let's have some food here. So I was saying I did a little bit of a stupid thing that I'm not gonna regret. When I was fleeing, I grabbed my personal records and my it's just sort of a compiling of my notes and some research papers. Some is a small word. It's a lot. I was keeping them all on a drive because then I don't have to deal with the internal politics of the space stations and all that. You know, if you just download them and keep them. I'm not going to call it piracy. Alright. But stuffing that down my suit when I was getting to the escape pod was the wrong thing to do. They will tell you that anytime there's a plane crash. But I think it's going to save my life, so I'm choosing to be okay with it. Let's try this guy. Said it's nutritious. Alright, not bad, not bad. Always a little bit weird when you're used to eating the highly processed stuff, but tasty. So food and water are going to be a thing. Come on, let's head up. Out of the smoke and into the other smoke. I'm hoping that smoke isn't going to be dangerous for me. But those flying things, okay. Here's a conversation that we were going to have. I am on an alien planet, and none of these things are what they look like. Because personally, I mostly subscribe to phylogeny-based classification rather than taxonomy. So I go by genetic relation more so than what it looks like when deciding what's a what. So none of these are any recognizable animals. Nice moons. 2 of them. I wonder how that affects our tides. I wonder if I should be worried about our tides. Lots of stuff to worry about, but at least there's a sunrise. So, none of these creatures are what they look like, but I'm not going to come up with the words. Computer is going to probably try to come up with the words, but it's not going to be great at it. So, until further reference, for future reference and until further notice, everything is going to be described by what it reminds me of, and those are bats. And I know that creatures that fly tend to have these really delicate respiratory systems to, keep up with the energy requirements of that, because you need oxygen to burn for energy. It's acting as, redox reactions, all of that stuff. I remember cellular metabolism, but I'm not going to get into it. So, I'm hoping that they seem fine, so I'm probably fine. Alright. I see some wrecked hull. I see a big chasm. I see them. My lovely crocodiles. A nudibranch, I'm gonna call it. Like the common name would be sea slug. It's glowy, and it's probably not good to eat, given that it's in shallow water and glowy. 'Cause that strikes me more as signaling color then, or possibly communication. Hi, bud. Big, scary. Yeah. Okay. You caught me there for a moment with sort of the side of a tooth. The suit's not really compromised. Just me. Again, I don't know how I feel about the suit not covering everything. Yeah, okay. I'm not stupid. Because I just became injured well under this water. He sort of got me on the arm and hand there, which shouldn't be too much of a problem, but I worry about infection because I'm in unknown ocean. Alright, let's start picking stuff. Alright, okay. And then I was gonna check out that wreckage. I keep seeing these manatee things with the also glowing, and they, first impression, look herbivorous. Metal. Yes. Alright. Let's load up how much of that I can carry. I don't know how I feel about stuff like this still being glowing, because that's like electricity or radiation, right? And that's not good. Just gotta keep picking things. I seem to have gotten away from where my big scary friends are. Okay, I'm not gonna drown because I'm chasing a fish. I'm not that stupid. Only a little stupid. I'm jumping in the river after a bug style stupid. Or walking on quicksand to get a better look at some tracks kind of stupid. Actually, so I might just be that kind of stupid. You. Oh, that looks nasty. You produced that? You're pretty. Shoot. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm getting there. I know you're my friend and you're trying to keep me alive, computer, but you don't have to be so patronizing. Captain Obvious. Alright. I got another bit of food, another bit of water. I would like to get one more bit of food, but, you may notice I'm in competition now. Oh, that's a new one.
Oxygen.
Okay. I'm hoping that this area can sustain one more big predator. Because that's me. I'm a big predator species, and so are the crocs. So I'm hoping that that's not going to be a problem for us. Oh, this thing has a hatch on the bottom? Oh, look at that. We're learning stuff every day. Alright. Now we're getting somewhere. Alright. Battery, acid and copper. I know that one. I know that because the Statue of Liberty was a battery, briefly. Because it got full of water, and that water had electrolytes, and it's made of copper, so it was, you know, not a strong one, but it was a battery. I remember that. Ship's made of titanium. Thank you, computer, but I knew that. Let's make some titanium. I have titanium and copper. Okay, I can make a locker. That's fine. I don't need it right now. Oxygen tank. Might be good. Don't need any of that. Silicon rubber. I don't know how to get that, but that would be nice to have. Let's cook some stuff. This is called a whole fish, and it does have a hole in it, and that's not good for hydrodynamics, so I'm wondering if... Usually when something looks bizarre and like it doesn't work, it's because sexual selection, so that might be like a peacock tail situation, having the hole there, or it might have another role in their biology, you know, because trade-offs. I studied those briefly in fish, actually. New first aid kit. Yay, I could patch up that bite. Alright, we got a lot of stuff. Let's fill up on stuff. But if it has something that is counterintuitive to what you would think its survival strategy is, it's because you're wrong about its survival strategy, or it's because that does something more important that makes that sacrifice worth it. Computer is calling this a mushroom, and I don't know if I agree with that. I think that mushrooms don't usually grow underwater. Not big ones, like yeast stuff. I should check my records. I bet there's something in there about that. Use that first aid kit. Alright. So. I can make a battery. That would be useful. I need a repair tool. I need sulfur and silicon. That might be a tall order. Knife also needs silicon. Air bladder, flare, flashlight, battery, glass. I don't know where I'm gonna get glass. Maybe from the ship, but that's mostly plexi. Not... Oh, let's make a battery, I guess. Oh.
New blueprint acquired.
That's good. That's good. Okay. So, I need silicon and I need sulfur. Let's look around, I guess. That's silica, right? If it's coral? Presumably it functions like earth coral, so then that's silica, but that's not silicon. Those are two different things. That looks promising. Found a crystal. I don't like caves, but there are a lot of them about, so there we go. Quartz. That's more silica, right? I might be completely off about it. Oh god. What was that? Alright. Get a breath and then head back down, I guess. Oh, more quartz. There was something swimming and then it exploded. I better not have eggs on me now. came out of here. Sulfur.
Detecting sulfur deposits in
Yeah.
local cave systems. Sulfur is an essential component of the repair tool.
Yes, I know. You...
Caution. Continued degradation of the Aurora's drive core may result in a quantum detonation. Continuing to monitor.
Do you only say things that are, either unhelpful or scary? Because that last two messages were completely unhelpful and completely scary. I have another mushroom. I wonder if I can harvest something from these guys. Probably not the silicon. If I remember right, some kinds of corals, and especially aquatic microorganisms, produce silica. So maybe there's a lead? But that would be for like glass again. Oh, somebody yelling. Is that you? Big guy? Manatee? I'm thinking we're gonna have to go to that kelp forest as the next point of interest, because I've scoured this ground pretty thoroughly. Grab a fish while I'm at it. Oh, limestone. Oh, this is a pretty solid fire extinguisher. Better than breaking it with my hands. Titanium. Salt! Hey, that's 1/2 of bleach, right? That's something. Ooh, okay, I see something there. Let's go to the surface. I'm keeping my head on the swivel for the crocs. But I'm not seeing any. Yoink.
Life on this planet grows in unusually distinct and diverse ecological biomes. Further study recommended.
Bonk, bonk, bonk. Copper! Yay, more copper. You just love saying things that don't mean anything. Oh, big guy. Alright, you seem distracted, so I'm just gonna sneak by, get a breath, and make for home, because I got a good selection of the local materials. A knife would be a big help. Hi, mister! Wonder if they live in groups, because those two are around each other a lot, and they don't seem to be fighting. So it could be a small, like, family unit. A lot of predators do that, including humans. Don't get me wrong. And I don't really blame the guys for being upset by me being here, because I'm competition. Alright, what can I make out of this? Glass out of quartz. Yeah, because it's silica. I remember that. So that'll get me to a flashlight, which means I can go out at night. I probably shouldn't, but I could. You say that seeds make rubber and lubricant. They do. That sounds right. I wonder if it's splitting open the hull of the fruit to get to the seeds, because... Or if they just grow out of a different looking seed, because that looks almost more like an egg. Much to think about. Let's make a battery. Alright. That should get me somewhere. Oh, salt. I could cure food. Good. Good. I definitely need a knife.
Weapons were removed from standard survival blueprints following the massacre on Abraxas Prime. The knife remains the only exception.
Really? Seriously? I think I should be able to decide what happens to me in a survival situation. Like, that should... The safeties should turn off, right? Gotta find me an engineer, I guess, to fix that. But, hey, I have a knife, and if you put a knife on a stick, it's a spear. And then you can spearfish. I seem to be doing fine hand fishing, though. I've heard that called noodling. Repair tool. Need that. Ah, yep, it works. Again, I'm not a clever man. Okay, let's fix the radio first. I don't know how much juice this thing comes with on that battery. Yeah, it's a message.
This is Aurora. Distress signal received. Rescue operation
Yeah.
will be dispatched
Okay.
to your location in 9
Ugh.
hours. Continue to monitor for emergency transmissions from other life pods.
Hey, that, assuming it wasn't a glitch, that's less than a year, I think. Hard to do that much math off the top of your head, but I think that's less than a year, and I think I can make it less than a year. I don't know. Like I said, eat the food, drink the water. Don't get killed.
Systems online, running full environment diagnostic and outputting results to databank.
Good. Good. It's a nice knife. Now you have to be careful with a knife because a lot of times introducing a knife to a situation when you're not trained with a knife, which I personally am not, makes the situation more dangerous. So be careful, I guess, with this. I need a scanner.
The scanner can be used to synthesize blueprints from salvage technology and to record alien biological data.
Kinda assumed that. Captain Obvious. There's a flashlight. I guess maybe I should be nicer to the computer. It sort of acts like it thinks I'm stupid, but, like, I guess if you were making a device to save people in survival situations, you would perhaps calibrate it for, let's say, people with less background knowledge about survival situations. Let's come up here, watch the sky. You know? Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be taking me into account. So, guess it's not that advanced. I was gonna... Part of the reason why I came up here was to check where the moon is, to, like, see how much longer of night. But, the first problem is that there's two of them. So I don't think this is a helpful strategy.